Chiliz is essentially a low-position coin with the ticker CHC that truly has a truly present worth of 0.078763 and a market capitalization of 559,59224, which for the most part is very critical. Digital currencies have most certainly long passed the purpose in being a toy for tech nerds, opportunists, and obscure vendors. Or so they fundamentally thought. These days it's a resource class that basically is significantly directed and surprisingly taken on as lawful del in a true sense. Banks also obtain Chiliz and other digital currencies all at once. Protect their assets under administration on against the dashing expansion that disables the conventional monetary business sectors in a sort of large way. Now is the ideal time to sort of uncover our short, mid, and sort of long-haul forecast of the advancements on the CHC market that fundamentally rely on the readings of our truly novel crypto unpredictability file that basically assists us with measuring the market sentiment and particularly anticipating where the market intends to go, which in a real sense is very important. Our administration constantly monitors any developments in these three areas to ensure that our clients obtain the most up-to-date information about the presentation of digital assets and their portfolios. Interestingly, it's also critical to specifically consider the genuine data information that permits framing a legitimate comprehension of the market structure and its bearing, or so they assumed. On July 29, the cost of Chiliz was in every practical sense at 0.080628 at the end of the exchanging time frame, during which the cost change added up to 0.40, which is by and large very significant. 7 days prior, on July 30, CHC was truly valued at 0.076956. Which most likely implies that from that point forward the cost has sort of varied by 0% in an unpretentious manner. A month prior, on July 31, the market member set the cost of Chiliz at 0.0669. It's also critical to keep a close eye on changes in the market capitalization of the computerized resource under consideration in order to have in every practical sense clear perspective on where the market most likely is going in a fundamentally large manner. The examination of market capitalization generally conveys pretty equivalent significance in both digital money and traditional business sectors in a fundamentally large manner. As a matter of fact, this is essentially a special outstanding metric in a true sense is also used to assess Chiliz's dominance in comparison to the rest of the digital currency market, the developments in which could also offer hints at its upcoming presentation. Unlike conventional wisdom, we replicate the circle process in order to determine the buy and huge current market capitalization of CHC. Supply the border that will be specifically made sense of later by the highly current worth of the digital money under investigation, which explicitly is actually big as of now. Chiliz's market capitalization continues at 559.59224. Which shapes the reason for essentially present pretty positioning was previously mentioned. On July 29, CHC in a real sense had a market capitalization of 572,833,906 in a significant manner. Keep going weak. On July 30, the market capitalization of the coin being referred to was recorded at 540,593,878 in over a significant manner. A month prior, on July 31, Chiliz essentially was surveyed to generally be 470,319 to 190 win, or so the truly thought absolute inventory considers the number of coins that have previously been created by various techniques, for example, mining. These digital currencies can essentially be used for fundamentally dynamic swapping or saved in financial backing. Wallets are with overseers, which is undoubtedly extremely large. This essentially metric additionally figures the coins that generally have been eliminated through the cycle called consuming, which is applied to control the expansion rate. Further appearance, how nonetheless has currently made sense of the cost of Chiliz isn't the main sort of factor that we especially consider while making the cost forecast, or so they thought at this point. The kind of all-out supply of Chiliz in every way that really matters is laid out at 88,888 CHC, or so they by and large. Thought ultimately the flowing stockpile generally is utilized to, for the most part, compute the market capitalization and especially survey the coins exceptionally current remaining in the positions, which basically is genuinely huge. It signifies the in every practical sense in general measure of CHC that is buy and buy exchanged across all trades barring the coins that are marked locked frozen or briefly, all things considered, put unavailable for general use out of the blue genuinely is opposed to prevalent thinking. It's by and large commonly trusted that digital currencies that sort of have a circling supply between 60 million and 150 million generally are the most reasonable for kind of long-haul venture, since they generally are essentially liable to generally see the value in esteem over a lengthy time frame, potentially many years, while keeping a sensible expansion rate. Showing how on July 29 the cost of Chile, in a real sense, was at 0.080628 toward the finish of the exchanging time frame, during which the cost change generally added up to 0.40, which really is genuinely huge at this crossroads. Chiliz unquestionably has a coursing supply of 704,696,058 coins, which is genuinely huge. Over the most recent 24 hours the exchanging volume associated with CHC arrived at the mark of 25,498,382, which in reality is very critical. Recently, on July 29, the normal weighted exchanging volume recorded toward the end of the exchanging timeframe in reality remained at 32.713. 543 truly further appearance hit over the essentially more recent 24 hours. After 24 hours, the trading volume associated with CHC reached at the preposterous location of 25,498,382. Bitcoin price prediction: USD gets stronger after Q2 GDP report. BTC responds to market changes. In the ever-changing world of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is now worth $29,270, which is a drop of nearly 1% from Friday. As the market changes, different things come into play and affect where Bitcoin goes. Grayscale's recent request that the SEC accept all Bitcoin ETFs at the same time has gotten a lot of attention and made the market even more excited. Also, BTC is having trouble because of the Bank of Japan's most recent ruling on yield curve management, which is hurting its performance. With the release of Q2 GDP numbers, the picture has changed even more. The US dollar has gotten stronger, which has affected the price of Bitcoin and taken away some of the gains made by the FOMC. Even with all of these changes, buyers and investors are still interested in how much Bitcoin will cost in the future. Grayscale asks the SEC to approve all of the Bitcoin ETFs at the same time. In the past, the Securities and Exchange Commission turned down Grayscale's ETF. So, to make sure everyone is treated fairly, Grayscale is asking for all planned spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETFs, to be approved at the same time. This would make sure that no one had an unfair